sandwich-based economy.
I am in need of international rescue.
Oh.
Wishes for your salads.
Edible.
Fine.
I broke another bowl.
Empty bowls are now occurrence.
Yeah. This sounds like an adventure, and I could do with an adventure.
Hey, bears are friendly. Also, Terry just subbed as well. Haha. Tamir.
I remember when it was difficult to get Mia to even join us on camera. He was
Terry
shy.
says.
So shy.
Terry says I remind him of a guy. Of a guy I used to work with. That dude Viking reenactment.
What?
Viking reenactments.
How do you reenact Vikings? Do you go out and pillage villages?
Burn them to the ground?
Yes, please, but don't forget to take all the women.
And the
also,
cattle.
silly question. Do you think Nazis will eventually be portrayed as fun and light-hearted as Vikings are today?
No.
I mean,
know.
think about it.
It doesn't make much sense.
Vikings were back in their days a pretty horrible atrocity happening to people.
Not really.
Well, from the Vikings' point of view, and
yeah,
today
just
they're...
from the English's point of view.
Oh yeah, but today they're romanticised, but by
Yeah.
people thinking.
But how do you romanticize Nazis?
Well,
Actually, well,
give it
there's a guy
time.
that makes a pretty good point, which is there's a guy named Dan Casey. Yeah, he does a podcast called Hardcore History, which I listened to a fair amount of a little while ago, and he drew a pretty good point, which is Alexander the Great was also a terrible human being, and like frequently genocided large quantities of people, but now he is considered Alexander the Great, right? Like that's how you know him by, and how like his kind of atrocities have been watered down through history, and that one of the points he brings up is that could very well happen to Hitler as well.
Well, what was the positives that Alexander the Great did?
He during his rule, he had the largest empire, or the largest Roman Empire, or the Roman Empire was at its largest during his rule, and like he was a philosopher and shit.
Yeah, okay.
Well, Hitler was an artist, and Germany was its largest when he was, doing his thing.
Ooh, nearly
Yeah,
fell off the
actually,
edge.
you have a point. Maybe.
Plus, he was a
Maybe it would be.
vegetarian and did a lot of things for poor people.
Yeah, and he also, genocided a lot of people.
Well, there's that point.
Oh, I have a good joke. I remember this joke. What's the difference between Hitler and Usain Bolt?
Don't know. What's the difference between Hitler and Usain Bolt?
Usain Bolt can finish a race.
Oh god, that's dreadful.
Sorry.
Terry says Alexander the Great won, the Nazis lost. Yeah, I'd highly recommend people listening to Hardcore History. It's pretty sweet. Some of his newer stuff gets a little long. It's funny just to listen to it throughout time, because his early, Dan Casey's early stuff is all about he wants to keep it kind of short, because he doesn't consider himself like a teacher of history. He's like a history enthusiast, so he doesn't try to approach things from on this day this happened and stuff like that. He's very much like a he's like, oh yeah, this is cool and this happened at a certain time and stuff. Sorry, I'm forging. There's this whole he discusses a lot of different stuff, and he does a big thing on the penal cores, which is pretty sweet. But I don't remember the point I was trying to make. I got
There was
distracted by
one?
forging. Yep, there always is. Oh yeah, that people need to watch it because so he starts out like just with really short episodes, like 45 minutes tops, like usually around the half an hour mark, and then like I was like, because a buddy of mine gave me a bunch of like MP3s of his podcast, so I listened to a bunch of it, and then I was like, okay, this is cool, so I listened to it all, and then wanted to listen to more, and just went on iTunes and looked up what he was doing now, and it's like anything that he does in a series, he like we're talking like 3-hour episodes of like 12 tarts each. It's just like, but that's a commitment. But like his early stuff is, is quite easily listened to. That was pretty sweet.
Do you still need more cobblestone, Spidey?
No, I think I should be good. At least for a little bit.
Because I'm using the rest that I have now to make my tunnel.
That's fine. I'll allow it.
How gracious of you.
Ah! A tree just grew as I stood there. Stood right next to it.
I think I see oranges.
That can
get some.
happen.
We should do like a 24-hour skyblock stream. Sorry, just trees growing up in people made me think of skyblock. No Sky Factory.
Oh no, they're peaches.
Are there millions of peaches? Peaches for me? Millions of peaches? Peaches for free?
There's like
Do you want a
4.
peach? I've got a peach on me.
Man, I really goofed that up, didn't I? Oh, no, that one's right. That one's right.
Oh, I'm out of
This
food.
one's right.
Meh.
This one's right. This
Hold
one
on,
is-
hold on. Peach,
Oh, thank you.
do you need water?
No, I've got water.
Recently, people have been very wasteful with their water jugs.
that's a bear. That's a cliff. Oh, damn it! Stupid bears. That's another bear. Damn it. There are so many bears.
I told you it was bear country.
Yeah. It is.
Spidey is posting links allowed in chat. I don't think so. I think it'll automatically get rid of it. I can't remember what I said.
YouTube gets rid of them for us for some odd reason, unless it's posted by a moderator. But if you post it on Twitch and you have the relay bot set up, it'll, link that to YouTube. So if you post a link on Twitch, people will be able to see it. If you post a link on YouTube, it just automatically declines, which I find is an awful thing on YouTube's end, which unfortunately you can't change. Caused me a long headache to figure that one out.
Yeah, I don't know if we're working out on mine. I don't know. I haven't thought about it too much. I'm here.
Hi. I see you're still not using the cobblestone I've given you?
Yeah, I'm about to fill in the floor.
Okay, I'll wait. It's not like I need it or anything.
Terry says, isn't the bloomery going to vent noxious gases into the loft area? And the answer is yes, but I need to have access to the top of the bloomery to actually
that
fill
does
it.
look a bit dangerous. Are you sure this is a good idea, especially with the wooden frame on top?
Yeah, that's what the wooden frames just keep you falling in and dying.
That's a good point, but what if it
Safety
starts
frame.
burning?
Won't.
Excuse me.
Probably won't anyway. Trust me on the blacksmith.
And your loft is pretty green.
Yeah, that's why I made the railing not green.
Do you have 2 forges now?
Kind of. One is for the crucible.
Ah, of course. Ah, precious dirt.
Maybe I want some dirt. Here, there's more dirt.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm almost out of axe.
Everything's okay. I dropped some cobblestone on myself and it collapsed on me. But
You've
it
got
collapsed
some
the hole that I
dirt in
wanted
here. Mind if I take that?
to. Absolutely. Take it. People keep doing this shit in Twitch that always makes me laugh, which is they post that they've donated, even though I don't have a bot to set up to notify when donations are made. It's just like, like, joke's on you, dummy.
Who does that?
Just bots, I think, mostly.
Why would bots do that?
No, actually, no, because they're responding. Because, I don't know, because people think that by doing it they get, like, shoutouts and stuff, and, you know, they get a little bit of joy in their probably not very fun lives. So.
The other axemere that you said was around somewhere?
House. In the house. I don't know which axe still is there, because Almond might have taken one of them.
I took one. I think there was another one.
Cool.
you doing here?
Hmm?
What are you up to?
Nothing. Nothing. Fine.
Do you need dirt, Mia?
Not necessarily, but if you have any, just dump it on me and I'll get rid of it.
Alright, yeah.
That doesn't sound menacing at all.
I will take out the dirt.
Pretty much, yes.
You sound like a hitman for dirt.
Thank you for the dirt. Ah. A nice pathway.
Thank you.
Can I help somehow?
Who, me?
Do you need that in this direction too? Or just to the stairs?
I'm gonna go all the way to this direction. All the way to this counter.
I quite like the hickory wood. The planks. They're so nice.
I might not have enough slate though, smooth slate. Terry's wondering why I don't have a way to donate, because he'd gladly donate to everyone here. And I don't know. I haven't. For me personally, I haven't got around to doing it yet because I'm lazy. But I also have no problem directing people to donate to the Nidd server stuff because I use them a lot. So.
Like this one is an officially sponsored Nidd server.
Sponsored by the Nidd.
Yeah, pretty much.
We have to disclaim that at the beginning of every episode.
Do you need the rest of the cobblestone?
Mia needs a lot of cobblestone, which is why he's been very
Patiently-
passive-aggressively
I know,
requesting.
I've been patiently sitting next to him, waiting for him to be done with the cobblestone I've given him.
You
Thank you.
didn't at any point say, "I will take any spare cobblestone that you no longer need because I need some
He just
cobblestone."
needed it for his floor, so I expected... Okay, I'm giving him that. He fills his floor with it, and then I can take the rest back with me again.
Got quite a bit of echo now.
Oh,
Sorry, it's probably me getting shouty. Is it better now?
Yep.
Thank you. If I shout more, Sal's microphone picks me more up.
That's not been the problem of our echo recently, though, has it?
No, those were just weird technical problems which I don't understand. Or just arbitrary microphone positioning. We should probably really look into streaming headsets instead.
Yeah.
Why, you guys use speakers?
No. We have headphones and a separate microphone because that usually yields a better quality. But since we're currently using a two-microphone setup, there is the unfortunate risk of the other microphone picking the other one up.
You could always use a push-to-talk instead of a noise gate.
Sal likes to have everything in it, so I'm not allowed to use push-to-talk. Plus, since we're currently using only one computer to record, we'd have to set up a push-to-talk button for both microphones, which could only be operated from one computer, which is weird.
Mm-hmm.
It's a weird setup, but it worked. Anyway, if you need me, I'll be over there with my dirt.
Trying to have too much fun with your dirt.
I'm not having fun with my dirt.
I don't believe you.
It's just business.
It's just business, not a pleasure.
And I'm out of hickory logs. Damn it, that didn't last long.
Mir, do you have basalt cobblestone stored somewhere? I'm just gonna have to tear up the bottom of your windmill.
Feel free to take the bottom of my windmill. I need to mentally redesign it anyway. The only other basalt rock we have is some smooth one in deep storage.
Deep storage. How deep is it?
About 2 floors.
I went to the wrong deep storage.
Okay, let's call it long-term storage then.
Wow, that's a lot of cooked stuff.
Oh yeah, that's the wrong chest. It's in one of the stacked ones, I think.
That's a lot of sticks.
That's the wrong side then. Try by the door.
Yeah, I saw
Excuse
the
me?
smooth. I don't need smooth though, so I gotta go dig up some.
Sorry, that's all
some
we
rocks.
have.
But I will be right back.
Yeah, right. I wanted to find out who the monster is who just subscribed to my channel. Only subscribers who share their subscription publicly are shown. Dick. Why on earth is Minty subscribed to me?
I think I'm subscribed to you, but I don't show my subscriptions publicly.
And I'm subscribed to you.
Yeah, I can see that, but I knew this. Should you do something funny because you're at 420 at the moment, Sal?
No.
Okay. Why is 420 so related to smoking things? Almond, you're
Didn't know
hip
it
and cool with the
was.
kids. Surely you know.
I have no clue.
Where did all that dirt suddenly come from?
Space.
I'm back.
Hello.
Well, welcome back. I can show
can
you
he-
where you can
I
find
can hear
basalt
again.
rocks.
I know where there's some.
I think the wheat is done.
The what?
The wheat.
Oh yeah, it probably is.
More sandwiches. Oh, my head feels so much lighter now.
Was it a great weight off your shoulders?
Yep. Terry, you're actually 2 days off. It is. Terry's wondering if 422 has to do with cannabis, and it's actually just 420. At least in North America.
What is
No,
it
you-
related
crazy
to?
here.
Is it related to a piece of legislation or something?
420? No. It's everyone's got their own story for what 420 is actually for, and why people why it's a big thing for stoners. But at least I wouldn't say the most popular opinion, but my most favorite opinion on the topic is that it is. It was when people got out of school or what got home from school, basically. So, cause 420 was always like 4 p.m. in 20 after, and so it was that's how I think of it. But I wouldn't know firsthand. What was I gonna say? But yeah, then a lot of people also say it has something to do with Bob Marley, or it was his birthday or something. I don't know. There's for stoner, for every stoner there is a different opinion about what 420 is, or why 420 is what it is.
It's not a phrase I've come across in the UK at all.
On April 20th every year, people go to Parliament Hill in Canada and smoke pot on Parliament Hill.
We have we have nice culture.
Who? Us? We, it's always peaceful.
Well,
It's not really
Yeah. There
we're
was.
legalizing it anyway.
I read a study about the effect of cannabis availability in the UK in the late 80s, I think was the focus of the study. And the biggest impact was on a particular type of crime, which was football violence, which plummeted. And there's a direct inverse relationship between the availability of cannabis and football violence. Football violence in the UK can be quite extreme. It's
Talking about people like going crazy after games and stuff.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
Fighting the fans
it's
in the stands.
full-on gang warfare. I mean, it's pre-arranged. It's quite a big deal. But these days, not so much.
I'm gonna need that dirt back here.
Yeah, about that. It's not gonna happen, buddy.
Buddy.
I'm not your buddy, guy.
That sounded terribly Canadian.
I've linked it before in the Skype chat, but there's a show called Letterkenny, which is like just Canadians making fun of being Canadian.
Yeah.
And like every episode opens with the guy like standing there with some sort of dog in his hands, and he always opens up with like oh well, like it's always a different phrase, but it always ends with the other day. So like my personal favorite is you and your buddies are out drinking the other day, and like oh man, Letterkenny is just goddamn hilarious. Yeah, it's just like I said, like they're a bunch of guys out of like rural Ontario making fun of living in rural Ontario, and it's pretty on point for a lot of stuff. And they reference stuff kind of around where I am because I'm like near like kind of like these major rural areas.
Yeah.
But it's funny. They do a good job with it.
So we just left a stone axe on my wall here.
I replaced it.
Maybe lost a little bit? No, I'm not. Never mind. I thought I was lost.
So
And I was
how do you
found.
need me to cut down a tree?
If you want to do some tree chopping, the willows are probably the best because you don't need to worry
I
about
don't
getting
want to have a
sapling-
real tree because it's going to take me
saplings.
ages with the stone axe.
Well, I think I'm done for today.
Yeah.
Just as I'm starting to accuse people of stone axing.
I can do probably another 40 minutes. Round things out.
Right.
Anyway, so yeah,
Have
Bye.
fun.
Right. See you soon, Almond.
I'll have fun sleeping.
I wish I could have that sort of fun. Do you need me to deposit Willow in the charcoal pit? That's the name.
Always. Whenever
Yeah.
you feel like it.
Just make
Stir it
sure
up.
that each one of them's a full stack.
Also won't yield as much.
Yeah.
Yeah, going back to the whole football violence stuff,
Mm.
we have something kind of similar with hockey. I don't think it's as bad as in like people like going out and beating the shit out of people, but like for us, it's more so like if your team doesn't win. Like the best example is the Vancouver riots, where Vancouver didn't win the cup, and their fans like literally tore up like the entire town of Vancouver, and like it was to the point where like it looked as bad as like some of like the more very serious riots in Canada. Like people were like flipping cars and like trashing storefronts. Like it was a huge like spree of violence,
Yeah.
and just because their hockey team didn't win.
Yeah, it's funny how people are.
Mm-hmm.
What we had with the football violence was that it wasn't at all related to the sport. It, you know, had absolutely nothing to do with who won, who lost. The only kind of running theme with it was whether or not, like, particular teams, like with gangs, particular teams had particular things against other teams, and so you would get, depending on who was playing whom, you get more or less violence. So the London teams in particular were bad for it, or the southeastern teams. And if you had a home derby from some of the southern teams, then you guarantee there was going to be riots in the streets and just big organised fights. Sometimes at the matches and sometimes at predefined destinations. Kind of like flash mobbing, but with
Violent.
weapons. Yeah. And I used to know somebody who was big into it, and
How can you be big into
because it's a big organised thing that people did for a pastime. And yeah, he was just, the only way I can describe it is like an enthusiast of having a nice big fight. It really quite bizarre. And his day job, he was a fireman. So, you know, not sort of criminal classes or anything here. He was a reasonably respectable guy most of the time, but just went loopy, went out fighting and stuff
Weirdo.
during... Yeah, just odd.
On a side note, Spider-Man, when you get around to it, I could use a new axe, seeing how everybody just took mine.
What kind of axe?
Whatever axe you have on hand, as long as it's not stone.
And if you're making one, if you could make two, that wouldn't go
There's
amiss.
2 on the wall in the shop.
Cool. This reef is going to be spectacular.
I'll be the judge of that. How do you make a fence door thingy?
It's with, I can't remember, logs, planks or lumber, but
Ouch.
it's the bottom 6 in your grid.
Lumber's a trapdoor.
Fence. So you have
gate,
2
you
logs. Hold on. Okay, it's 2 lumber on each side and wood planks in the middle.
I try to do it the other way.
What do you need a fence for?
No, a gate.
Get it out behind the counter.
Ah, yeah, of course. Oh, Jesus. There are more sticks!
All sticks. Oh, I hate when doors do that. God damn it.
What's that?
Swing weird. Like they hinge. Like when you have double doors, when they hinge the wrong way.
Oh, yeah.
Like they hinge in the middle instead of the outside. It just looks stupid. It's like the world's dumbest carpenter.
That is a nice gate.
Thank you.
And that is a nice axe. Thank you.
It's what I do.
Oops.
It fell down.
Thinking about it, what about a square windmill?
Sure. I think because our builds are getting bigger, though, you need to be a little bit more ambitious with your build than the floor plan that you had last time.
Why? Do I have to compete with in terms
No,
of size?
just so that it fits in.
Are you trying to tell me I have to get rid of the original house?
No, but
Well, it doesn't fit in at the moment.
we wouldn't build one so small now. It's a historical legacy.
Alright.
The same way I didn't tear down the forge, I just
Yeah.
built around it.
Oh.
Oh, I should have done the... Ah, got it. Oh no, it's still no good.
Terry's saying the smithy and hardware store is looking good. Thank you. It's slowly coming together now that I actually have a floor instead of just dirt.